Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to see you. Welcome in. Those of you who are able to join live, come on in. It's still time. Join me live. I keep this open live that you can go on the link that I've posted in the group and join me. Ask some real-time questions about real food. And that's what I'm talking about today. Today is the last live at 9 in January. And so at the end of the month, we're talking about freedom. And today I was made aware of something this weekend. Maybe you were too. I wanted to share, and it's about one of my favorite foods. I eat this protein pretty much every day. Do you? This is what I'm talking about. Eggs. Do you eat eggs every day? It's literally a staple of mine and my husband's and our family. We love eggs. And one of the things that I became aware of is that we trust. Raise your hand and just say, I do trust. When we eat well, we feel good. And that's one of the things I want to talk about with regards to eggs. Is every egg healthy? Is all the health food out there that we talk about healthy for us? And how to raise your awareness today. That's one of my commitments in here to you, is how we can share in the Unprocessed Me community what is real food. And maybe you even see the hashtag eat real food. What does that mean? I've had people ask me that. And when we're talking about food with one ingredient, an egg is an egg, we know where it comes from. I've also mentioned you are what you eat. You are what you eat eats is even more important. And here we're talking about a company that I fell in love with. Are you with me? Tell me in the comments if you too were with me that the deeper the golden yolk was, I thought it was really healthy for me. I was a little duped and swayed by the higher priced eggs must be the healthy ones. And I'm talking about Vital Farms specifically today, because Vital Farms started out, they even have this beautiful story on their egg carton that they are this healthy community of egg growers and they raise their chickens naturally. They allow them to roam on the farms, and they even have a little story, as I mentioned, on the carton. And so, yeah, I was eating them for a while until somebody shared with me a couple of things about recognizing the fat content in there of what your eats. And again, I'm talking about the egg quality, and I was made aware, especially this weekend, that oops, Vital Farms, along with many other ones, I did talk about this in the unprocessing community, a lot of big names, they raise up this beautiful following and then they sell it. And Vital Farms is embarked off by, I think it's BlackRock now owns them. That should make us pause, is to say, oh, really? And yeah, that's the problem, is right now it has become known, they tested the Vital Farms eggs, and they are finding that the Vital Farms eggs community in itself has shifted. What happens is that they have measured the quality of this oat yolk is supposed to be a good ratio of the healthy fats. The healthy fats we're talking about is, hi Vicky, we're talking about healthy eggs and the fat content in them, how Vital Farms eggs have just been bought out by BlackRock recently, and I don't know the date, but they changed the quality of the eggs. And inside of the unprocessing community, we talk about healthy fats. That was day 2 last week. And healthy fat ratio is talking about the omega fats 3, 6, and 9. And we get too much omega 6. It makes us fat. We're over consuming it. And guess what? This egg has over a teaspoon of unhealthy fats. A teaspoon per egg of unhealthy fats. And if you're a lot like me, and I was saying earlier, I eat eggs every day. And I was duped by the beautiful color. Now this is a farm fresh egg. But Vital Farms duped me because they were the highest price. They had a beautiful little story on their carton. And it's a myth. It's really, we get to understand unprocessing it all means going deeper. And so I'm really lucky my daughter, Dr. Stephanie, has a relationship with a great company that are great, actually a family that raises these chickens free roaming. They eat the grass, the bugs, the orbs, whatever it is, and they have a healthy omega ratio. This is more like a grass-fed beef that we're looking for. And again, just to finish this off, you are what you eat. Yes, but you are even more so, you are what you eat eats when we're talking about animal fats. So I'm looking forward to cooking this after this show and having a healthy egg. What do you eat for breakfast? This is important. Really understanding, maybe you like bread. I'm segueing into that because this weekend in Houston, we had a freeze warning, and the cold storms, they've catch the Houstonians off guard. And this time last year, actually, we had snow. Do you remember that, Vicki? We had snow this time last year. And so my husband and I went over to the local grocery, and we went in to buy a couple items on Saturday. Saturday, we were thinking, oh, chili sounds really good. Walked past the bread aisle. That was the only aisle that everything was gone in. Like it was empty shelves of bread. Everything else was available. There was dairy, which is still inflammatory to a degree. We understand now what is inflaming us. And if you got bread, there's no, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to share and wake you up to what you can unprocess. It was a weekend. If you choose to have some bread on the weekend, and I know I've had French toast, maybe can you upgrade the source? Because we're talking about the source of eggs. We're talking about the source. And when we feel really resourced, that we trust what we're eating, that's when, this is the topic of the fourth of my 4 F's. It's freedom. We feel free. We feel like we can discover the healthiest versions of us instead of being duped by these larger companies that get big and then they get bought out and they change. So we've also talked about checking the ingredients and things that you're at the store with. I know when I go to the store now, it's an hour. Because why? I still have to check the ingredients because things like this, big companies sell. And you get to read the ingredients to recognize when they do sell, like Siete, they've sold. There's also other ones that are, I was going to bring some other ones in, but what we get, we think it's almond flour only. Look at the ingredients. Just, is that your choice? Is that what you're choosing right now? And when we do this, like we talked about in the challenge, is this the way we eat for life? Oh, it's a beautiful reset to our body after the holidays that we take so much time off and we get to enjoy the inflammation that we normally don't eat, the sweets, the things that we might be eating more of. Let's reset and let's truly trust how to reset. And that's when I talk about doing this really clean way of eating. And it talks about the very first one is to drop the sugar. Can you go 10 days? Because that's the ideal. 10 days without eating sugar. 10 days of really noticing that. And I'm going to leave those videos up one more day. They will come down tonight, just FYI. If you're catching this live and it's encouraging you, go watch those videos because I talk about sugar and the hidden sugars. The second day, I talk about fats. What kind of fats? And we just talked more about the omega fats, 3, 6, and 9. 6 is the one that we are way over consuming. So we want to understand that and eat healthy fats. And then the second one is grains. Let go of the grains and go grain-free. Because even gluten isn't the way to go, although if you're celiac, you must. But grain-free is when you can still eat nuts. You can eat healthy fats and how to do that. And grain-free is something that I have an offer for. I've already posted it into the group. It is 7 days to go grain-free. So that you understand how this looks for 7 days. So if you have yet to do so, I encourage you, download that. It's free. It's for you to follow. And I got some really good and healthy recipes in there. I'm going to be making those biscuits. I have a drop flour biscuit. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And you can make it savory. You can make it sweet, adding blueberries today and some lemon zest in it. And they're amazing little scones type of thing that you can just grab and eat. And if you make them savory, add some chives, add some garlic, add some onion in it, and they're really good. I also have grain-free crackers that you can make. The actual crackers that you can make that are just almond flour, things that are really healthy for you. So for 10 days, can you remove all of that and feel amazing? You also get to eat. What do you get to eat? You eat really healthy proteins. And you get to don't eat beans. Beans, although they're healthy, during this 10 days, they are inflammatory. So we avoid beans just for the 10 days. And also then we're wanting to eat more of healthy proteins. We're going to eat the eggs that I was talking about, but then also you're going to look at going grain-free. You eat a lot of fruits, and what the fruits I like to eat during this time are low inflammatory. So that's your berries, that's your apples, that's a lemon would be good. You can add lemon to your water. You can do the daily detox drink that I talk about and show you how in this group. Just this last Tuesday, I believe we did that live. And this is a great way to wake up every morning and help alkaline your body, help detoxify your body. And why do we do this? And the details are all in that grain-free guide. So download that after this show. And why do we do this? Because Pam, who couldn't be here today, but Pam was a great example. I love having her on because she was live with you to tell you, you feel clearer in your head. You don't feel fuzzy. When you eat too much sugar, you get disconnected. It's hard to think. It's a toxin. It drives up cortisol. It drives up adrenaline. Cortisol, it's more addictive to have high cortisol running in our body than it is to be having nicotine, having coffee, caffeine. It's more addictive than cocaine. Studies have all shown this, not just me talking about it. And what that does is our body is constantly in this epinephrine and adrenaline go, go, go mode. Nobody can go, go, go. Even a high-priced car has to rest. And so that's finding the harmony. That after the 10 days, I also am in here to share with you, do some things on purpose. Yet, if you want to have a cake, have something that has coconut sugar. It's still a better bad, I like to call it sometimes. It's a better choice to eat that on occasion on the weekends or whenever you choose to have your down vacation meals. And I call them treat meals because I don't like to cheat. It's a treat. It's a delight to eat those and do them on purpose, because then your body might think when you're doing this 10-day fast, or that's what I call it, 10-day reset, might think that you're starving yourself. And so we want to inform our body, no, I love you. I'm nourishing you. I'm giving you some delicious foods also. That's why we do the grain-free items. You can make them during the program, and it's all healthy. And then on the weekend, have some cake, have some pizza, do what you like. I'll tell you a funny story I've shared before. The first time Dr. Mick and I did this, on our treat day, we went to, this was decades ago, by the way, we went to IHOP. We had done this for a 40-day, we did a long term. We went to IHOP. I don't suggest you do that because we were sitting there, eating the pancakes, pouring that syrup all over. Yum, it was so good in the moment. And then later, oh yeah, you're nodding, Vicki. I'm like, that was it. We felt horrible. But that's a great thing because it's our body reminding us, oh, please don't do that again. And so what we can do is, again, we feel free. The fourth F, my 4F in this framework, is food. First, because that's how we fuel our body. That's what we put the gas into this earth suit. And that's what usually people come to me for, is food. So that's the first pillar. The second one we go for is focus. What are we focused on? During the holidays, were you focused on eating that candy, or you going by the desk, making sweet treats to add? Go ahead and do that. That's okay, but when you're really taking this opportunity, and January is a great time to take this opportunity to eat well, is to say yes to doing this we talked about 5 days because that was a 5-day challenge. We're also talking about then going ahead and doing it for 10. That would be this week. And if you're just starting, you. So I encourage you, download the 7-day grain-free solution. It's a guide that you can get. Hopefully you're not eating that bread. That wasn't you, but if it was, jump back on today. That's the other thing, is just say, oops, that was me, and just jump into what you can do. And somebody like, hi Donna, I see you. I'm gonna call you out, girl. Somebody like Donna knows my program because she's done it in the past. You know from a felt experience you can do this for 10 days because she did 40. And when you can do it, you have that experience, you remember how it feels to feel and discover the healthiest version of you. And then life happens. That's why I'm here. My commitment to you is always have in here something to help you, guide you back to feeling sourced yourself. So that's the second one, is the focus. The third one is feeling. We trust feeling good is the secret. Maybe you've heard that. And feeling good it keeps us to where I have this way of looking at life always at a very happy place, because I continue to know where my source is. And I continue to fuel my body with healthy food. That's sourced. And when you feel sourced and satiated, then you feel really safe to move on. And that's part of the polyvagal. That's part of what I do teach inside of my courses in whatever I do, is because going deeper into feeling safe is part of how we can regulate our nervous system. Also with our breath. Those are some of my tools. And that's going to lead to the fourth one we're talking about today, is freedom. How to really breathe, trust, and feel free. And that's the ultimate goal. So anyone has any questions, I know, Donna, you jumped on. We do go live at 9, and I like to keep this a little brief, and I could talk some more, but I wanted to give you an opportunity. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions, so we can raise your hand, either one, but this is just a couple of us, so you can just raise your own hand if you have a question. Because now is the time you can actually talk to me, and I can actually help you one-on-one or 3-on-1 or whatever comes in live, on how to set your cupboard up. How do we say yes to what is good? How do we know that, you probably wouldn't know unless you're like me and you follow that Vital Eggs has now been sold and you don't want to buy those anymore. You want to buy a healthier source. What if you don't know a chicken person? Like, you can actually have chickens now in communities. That rule had been changed in Houston. You can have, I think, up to 6 chickens. But if you don't feel like raising chickens and you don't know a chicken person, what do you do? Do you have any idea? What do you do? Do you love eggs like me? You're going to figure this out. You do? There is a place you can go in Sprouts. They have really healthy hen, and I don't have that with me, but one of our listeners, one of our unprocessors, Andrew, he reminded me of that. You can go, and these eggs are cheaper than most of them, and they're laid by hens that have just been eating the grains as well. They're really healthy. I'm going to research that, and I'll put it in the chat later. But you can see it, and they're only like $3.99 versus the Vital Eggs. They're like $9 now, $8 or $9 in our grocers. My mom says they're over $10 in California. That's crazy, especially when we've been duped by them. We fell to their marketing ploy, at least I did. So the other thing might be what I talked about earlier is bread. Are you missing bread? If you go this way, that was one of the things I thought, and I do miss sometimes. I miss a good biscuit. There is a couple recipes that I have that can be totally healthy, and you can eat bread. Let me know if you have ever made some homemade bread. That is almond flour. You can use coconut flour. The coconut flour, by the way, if you have, you raise your hand if you've used coconut flour before, because it can be a different kind of bread, or almond flour. Neither of you guys have used it before? Well, then you're in for a treat. I encourage you, one thing, say yes to one thing. If you have yet to do a whole fast, can you say yes to one of the recipes that's in that? Go download today after this, the 7 days to go grain free. It's in the tabs. It's a free guide I put in here. And there's a couple recipes. The ones I like is, I have also the almond flour biscuit. I told you I put that in there. You can make it savory. You can make it sweet. I always put frozen berries. I'll keep berries in there frozen. You can put any kind of food in there that you know is a good combination. I like the blueberries and lemon. But I've also have another one that's in there, and it's for the night, like I made for the chili. And I know everybody made chili because literally those were the things that were out. Like all the chili items were gone. And it's a mock cornbread biscuit. And it tastes like cornbread. To the essence of it, it's really something. Okay, now I'm going to say, is it cornbread? It's not cornbread. but you can make it to where it satisfies you in that realm, okay? And it uses coconut flour, a mixture of coconut flour and some other flours. But coconut flour is a really thirsty flour, so you do need definitely more eggs. You cannot just substitute coconut flour for other recipes. You can almost substitute almond flour for other recipes, and the more you cook with it, the more you get comfortable with that. Yet coconut flour, you can blend that sometimes with almond flour, and that's a nice consistency as well. The longer I've done this, I've gotten to really feel comfortable with that. So get into asking me for recipes, because I'm not really sure that coconut one is in there, although I can drop it today because it's so good. You can put some diced little peppers in that. It is perfect for chili. And if you really want to know, one of the things I was talking about letting go of during the 10-day is dairy, because dairy is inflammatory. Yet after the 10 days, that's one of the things that I go back to personally is cheese. Not so much milk. I don't drink the milk. I'm not a big milk fan, but I love cheese. I love cheese. And if you're on dialysis, like I had to be for over 5 years, that's the thing. You can't have a lot of phosphorus, and milk has a lot of phosphorus. So I didn't have milk or dairy or cheese for over 5 years. Or chocolate, get out of here. Or avocados, because I had too much potassium. The nice thing is when you know what your health thing is, you get to say what you can have and stop focusing on what you can't, because that brings you down. So what you do is you focus on things you can have that are cheeseless options rather. Oh, if you can add cheese, then add a little bit of a really hard, yummy cheese like a Parmesan. And honestly, you are what you eat eats, which is what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. There is different cheeses that might come from Switzerland, New Zealand, and those cheeses are actually healthier for you because of the grasses that they're eating, better than ours. I'm really excited for such a time as this. So we're declaring war. You know, the United States government finally declared war on sugar and processed foods. I am hoping they take this further and go into Monsanto and all of the pest control, all the pest control that they've even put, not only spraying the foods and the crops with poison that we end up eating. Hello. And also talk about stopping the germification. What they're doing is putting pest control inside of the seeds so they grow a stronger plant that is pest resistant. Well, that's still us consuming pesticides. And I'm really hoping they get into that. And that's one of the reasons why eating something, a dairy from a different country where they're more regulated, like New Zealand, Switzerland, oh my gosh, even their chocolate is different. If you're going to dive into that, healthy chocolate is something that might be 85%. You can see the percentage signs in the cacao. A high cacao, dark chocolate can be healthy. And we get it from Switzerland. And I've had a beautiful friend when I was growing up. Her name is Eleanor, and she was from Switzerland. And when her family would come back, her dad would bring some chocolates. I knew from an early place going, that Hershey isn't that. That's it. That's the bomb diggity is real chocolate. So on occasion, when you're getting some chocolate, maybe treat yourself and have something that is well sourced. And that's pretty much it. We're going off of really feeling good is the secret. How you continue this is because you're feeling good. I encourage you. A couple ways. Go back in, do your own 10-day reset. You're going to feel amazing. You will thank me. You will naturally lose weight. That's not the point. The point is to discover the healthiest version of you and know that you can go back to that source. You can come back here for truth. You can come back here for understanding what you can do. Give yourself 3 days and then go, man, I am feeling good, because 3 days breaks habits. It's a really good way to get in and stop the thinking. After 3 days, do 5 days. That's where most people were. If you did 5 days, you noticed how you felt. And that's what I'm here for, coming in to say, maybe you felt a little lightheaded. Expect a dip. We talked about that during the challenge. Go watch those videos. It's up for 1 more day. Expect a dip. You're changing your biology, your physiology. You're actually helping every cell detoxify when you do this. Every cell in your body, and you have billions, so many cells, you're changing the cell structure so that the fat, 2 layers of fat on every cell, you're changing it. So it's actually the cell, kind of like an egg. It's not too, if you've ever had some eggs, the shells are really soft. Some eggs are really hard. You really have to crack them. It's kind of like the cell. The outer layer of that cell has to be just right. Not too hard, not too soft. And that comes from the fats that we eat. And that is because when we eat other food, the nutrients get into the cell. That's why we're talking about healing at a cellular level. So when we heal the cell, we get well. And by doing this for this healthy healing diet for 5 days, you start to feel good. You may experience a dip because maybe you're not eating enough protein. That's usually what I find most of all, especially in women. I just heard it again this week. I just don't like a lot of protein. Well, can you do this for this program? Trust the source of what I'm saying. You will feel better when you start to eat more. I have boiled eggs in my refrigerator. I will take them. If I'm going to do a workout, I will eat that after. And I mean a workout. No, I'm not talking bad about women only, because some men do this too. But if you're not working out to where you're really pumping and really doing some high intensity interval training, weights and so forth, you don't need a heavy protein shake. You don't. That's a lot of calories that you really don't need. And yet somebody said, well, you should have protein after you eat. Does that mean a big old protein smoothie? Not necessarily. You can have a couple boiled eggs. What satiates you? Trying new things. That's what this program is about. Unprocess the way you're thinking as well. And so now we're going to get into, after this, you will feel well. You'll start to notice, if I eat enough protein, eat pounds of vegetables. I don't care how many vegetables you eat. Eat all the vegetables. I love cooking down kale. I love cooking down some spinach. And I'm talking about, normally I talk about eating 16 ounces at a meal, at least a day, and make your whole plate very colorful. That's what I love to see. And when I'm looking at my plate, I give grace, because I believe I like blessing my food before it enters my body. I love whoever grew XYZ, thank you. And I bless it before it comes into me. Because again, what we focus on matters. And I'm focused on what I eat is changing me at a cellular level. It is giving me vital energy. It is helping me feel good so that I do feel free. Free to move, free to feel healthy, free to stay out of the hospital. And that's what's important to me. Whatever it is that's important to you, identify that right now. What is important to you? If you were the one who ate all the bread this weekend, how does that matter to you? Do you feel great and live and vivacious? Are you going, oh, I feel a little heavy? Or even have you even experienced ever doing something like this? And that could be a fear. I get it. But trust, have some faith. This is done by hundreds of doctors of ours around the country for a reason. This way of eating works. And if you can do it for 5 days, I trust you can do it for 10. 10 days is when you're on my 2-month program that I offer. Day 10 is when you would start to come in and talk to me about how you're feeling. And day 10 was my favorite appointment, because people would come in and tell me so many stories of how they're feeling. Many of them. I mean, almost guaranteed. I love day 10. I remember one woman she admitted that she didn't tell me this in the beginning. She told me she drank Coke, but she was drinking Diet Coke, at least a six pack a day. And she was wondering why she couldn't get on the floor and play with her kids. And she was exhausted by the end of the day. By day 10, she came in and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm on the ground. I'm feeling good. I'm playing with my kids. We're going outside and playing in the driveway. I mean, that changed her lifestyle. We're talking about this for a purpose of feeling free. She felt free now to play with her kids. How amazing is that? And that's changing a generation there. it was really big for her to recognize that she felt bad and she wanted to go to other doctors. I was her last visit, before going to a doctor to get some medication. Guess what? Her body, the power of the body made the body, heals the body. It happens no other way. When we fuel our body the way it's meant to be, then we do feel free. We feel free like the hunters and gatherers used to do. They didn't always eat. When they got a food source, they ate and fasted. I'm not offering fasting. This is a little intermittent fasting about closing our kitchen at a certain time. We talked about that. And opening it at a different time. This is my fast in the morning. I will break a fast with my juice, with my, this is just lemon water, lemons, ginger, and pink salt, and then the idea, okay, I wasn't prepared to talk about it. Lemons, water, ginger, pink salt, and apple cider vinegar. And I zhuzh it up. And I save some of it so I can have that for a couple days. And that's all it is. And it helps to detox my body. So that's how I break fast. I will have coffee also, but I like coffee black. But you don't have to. You can have a teaspoon of some milk, but just keep it to maybe an almond milk. That would be preferable. Oat milk, oat's inflammatory. Oat is a grain. So when you're doing this, we're going grain free. No oat milk. Can you do that for 10 days? I've had people go, but I love my oat milk. Okay. Can you just do a teaspoon? Only a teaspoon. I had somebody say, well, I do about a quarter cup to half a cup a day. I'm like, well, do you drink coffee with your almond, with your oat milk, or how are you dealing with that? It's a choice. You get to choose. And that's one of the things I'll leave you with. One of the things that I do love is our words. Our words manifest, they create our life. How we speak matters. And I left you on day 5 with some decrees. And we say a couple of them. We say, I can, I will, I trust, I choose, I love, and I breathe. And then breathe. Anytime I might be tempted, those words matter to me. And I come back, I can, I will. I trust, I choose. I love, and I breathe. And I will repeat those. I had them on Post-it notes. I had other ones too. I look in the mirror in the morning when you brush your teeth, say them out loud. I trust me. I love me. That's even deeper. We go into those, man, that's life-changing. I can trust me. I will trust me. I love me. All the things. And those little words are a catalyst for the transformation and feeling free in our body that we're looking for. All right, ladies, thank you for coming on live. Last chance. Do you have any questions? I did see now somebody. Usually Pam's here to help me with this. Thank you so much. Is what Donna asked a question,
The
is
bread.
low carb? Share with me, Donna.
The bread.
The bread? Yes, it's carb free. There's no carb in it. Because the ones
Okay,
I'm
great.
talking about are almond flour or coconut flour. There are no carbs in it. So that's why it's available right now. Definitely
Okay,
low
great.
carb because it's no carb. Does
I
that
had a question.
Sure.
In your water, your lemon water, can you add like turmeric as well to with the ginger and all that? If pink
Yes,
salt and all that, you can add the turmeric.
yes, this is pink salt. You can add cinnamon. Cinnamon helps with lowering blood sugar. Cayenne pepper is good for heart.
Mhm.
Turmeric is great for lowering inflammation. Absolutely.
Yeah, I used to do a little shot of like a tablespoon of the lemon juice, and then I had some cayenne pepper and ginger, and it was just like a little shot. But you're
Yeah.
doing a whole drink. So
I add,
what's
I added too much. I added a lot of salt to this, so it's more concentrated. And I added some water so I can just sip on it if I needed to.
so in that going grain free, the recipe for that with the like 7 or
No,
like teaspoons or tablespoons, where is that actual recipe?
great question. I will post a recipe I had last week on the live on Tuesdays, which if you wanted to watch that video, in the beginning of that video was me just making it. Honestly, one of the things that has kept me from doing these lives for a long time or a cookbook or anything, I'm not a big measurer. I've been doing cooking for years. My husband and I got married when I was 21. So in the beginning, I didn't eat so healthy. Once my, 36 happened and I had my health issues, I started to change. So I will be more diligent to writing it down when I make a larger batch. So I will write something down and have that in there today. But it's not really a magic potion. It's as long as you're getting it, make it tolerable to your
To
palate.
your taste? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All
that's
right.
really it. Add some, make sure it's a good filtered water also. I have a RO that's filtered on our tap, and so I add RO. I do the apple cider vinegar first, and then in my container, it has a little hashtag. So what we measured it was about a quarter of a cup of apple cider vinegar. I take a slice off of a lemon, a good nugget of it, and I just drop it in there. Everything. Just I don't peel it or anything. The whole lemon. I take a nice little knob of my ginger. I just got new ginger, slice that up, and I keep it in the freezer. So I put that in there. I put some pink salt and I put it just like that. That's me. And
Hmm.
then I also add whatever else you like. Am I missing something? The ginger, apple cider vinegar, water, pink salt. And then if you want to do the cinnamon, I'm not a very savory. I don't like to add a lot to it. To me, this is what I do, and I just drink that. And again, I you can make it for a couple days, for like 3 days ahead. And Mick will go in and take a shot, and I will go in and take a shot, and we just leave that in the refrigerator. Then I'll make another batch.
Okay. And then I know you had said something about smoothies, not liking smoothies because of
Oh
the
my
hidden
God, I
sugar and
lost
some
you.
of that stuff. But
Yeah.
if you just did berries and spinach and water, is that
Yeah. Thanks
enough?
for clarifying that.
Or
I love smoothies. Again, one of our staples in the house is a smoothie. Yeah, what I was saying there is if you go to work out, you're just taking a walk or you're not really intensely working out, it doesn't require us to have protein to keep building muscle afterwards. And watch what is in a smoothie. A lot of fruit juice? No, because that's too much fructose. I like the actual fruit in there, so I don't add fruit juice. You're looking to add berries. I have frozen berries in the refrigerator, freezer, always. One of the two. Add fresh spinach, add fresh kale. I put some coconut milk in it, or sometimes coconut oil. Or you can add avocados in there. That's a good fat. So add a good fat as well. We'll also put just water in it to add more so you can emulsify it. And yeah, I add all kinds of things in there. I put flax seeds in there because it's over, women postmenopause with flax is really helpful for estrogen dominance and helping balance our hormones. So I put flax in it. I'll put chia seeds in it. And sometimes I'll put, I might put something else in it. Just depends on what's going on. But that's the bulk of it. That's a great smoothie. And you
okay.
just don't need it to be 16 ounces either. I've gone through those smoothie places. I'm like, I'll have a small, and it comes out, it's this huge.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. So you can control the size that way as well.
And what do you do for your coffee substitute if you were doing creamer on this when
Almond
you're
milk, a good almond milk is good.
okay?
It's really some. I have just a plain. Make sure there's no sugar in it, and that's all you're looking for. Turn it around. Look at the ingredients. Make sure the almond milk is pure as can be, or make your own if you're go for it. I'm too busy to do that, to be
Yeah.
honest. So I'll just put a little almond milk in it. Um, I you can even have up to a teaspoon of regular half and half, but you want a cream, like a full creamer would be better. A nice time to talk about real quick is the fat that you have. You want healthy fats in there. So if you are going to do any dairy, get full fat because that satiates you. The non fat or low fat inherently has more sugar because it doesn't taste good. And so they've added sugars in. They take away fat, they're going to add sugar. That's the thing. And so the little you can have will then satiate you and it actually doesn't break your fast too much. Even better is if you do have a protein or a good quality collagen powder, you can put that in there too. Another option that I love is actually ghee and coconut oil in there and zhuzh that up with a mixer. It's so delicious and frothy. Like that's a delicacy. It's so, so good. I almost did that with mine this morning, but I'm out of ghee. I need to go grab some today. But even if you just put a little coconut oil with it, you'll be surprised. Just again, try something new. If you don't like it, don't drink it.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. Great questions, ladies. Thanks for joining in today. I appreciate you both. Next time, we'll be posting the lives for February. It's been an amazing month, and it can be an amazing year too when we start to unprocess ourselves. So, thank you for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.